Blue Devils losing to rival in UNC.
Yeah, it was definitely a slow game, being 21-21 at half, so I expect them at home to shoot the ball a little better.
And how about that? Q's on the board first. Hyman with a nice three. Very good as far as just putting everything together. Their inside presence, as you can see here, right on cue. So a 3 on one end, and then they come back with a nice interior look as well.
And here you see Lewis moving without the ball and has the nice reverse layup.
So how they're going to try and come back and really establish what they want to be going forward. De'Asia Fair knows she wants to be going forward, and she will pour it in. 7-0. We have to revisit that very slow start that we saw Duke at UNC, and now the lid is off the cup. As you mentioned, at her season high 24, but a quick response from the Orange.
They are fired up, aggressive early. The pace of this game is fast.
24 points. Another turnover for Duke. Leads to 2 on the other side for the Orange.
When I talked to Coach Jack last week about her, she's actually their defensive captain. She really loves the defensive side of the ball and keeps them organized in that area.
They're leading the conference at about 15, but how they really connect on those second chance points. Jesus with the mid-range. Less than 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. We talked about the pace. We've seen it go back and forth. Syracuse with the hot start. De'Asia Fair continues to get even hotter. Court, 9 points between Hyman and Fair.
Yeah, a little shake and bake to the elbow jumper. And that's just in 4 years. That's not, that looks like a 5th year.
Right.
Total.
I think I had 20 points altogether. And number 19, Clemson, taking on Florida State. The day is capped off by Syracuse and Virginia Tech. Should be a great one. And right out of the gate, get the bucket. So Fair checks back in for Woolley. And how about that? 5 points already for Shayeann Day-Wilson. And a quick response on the other side by Asia Strong. But was in that 2-guard spot and now primarily at the top of the key as the ball handler.
Yeah, and playing extended minutes at that position and doing really well.
And how about Alaina Rice? Knowing when and where to get the team involved. Almost on cue, but can't connect with.
That would have been a pretty play.
Right. That's the 6th turnover for the Orange. Celeste Taylor switches hands. That was a nice finish. Day-Wilson getting to her spot on the floor and knocks it down. Taylor assessing the floor. Sends it to Day-Wilson, left alone once again. Bad idea.
And they're playing more of their style of basketball, and you can see the comfort, the intensity just pick up.
Rice had to fight for that look underneath, gets it to go. She now has 9. They outscored Duke 15-10 in the first frame. Day-Wilson has found her rhythm, finds Celeste, nice. And she's found hers. There's blocks everywhere. It's just been a block party. Jesus with the rebound.
You could just see the intensity change. Woo. A nice find.
Balagoon left all alone and made them pay. 4 points.
Got a little rattled. Once the game settled in, they weren't getting the shots that they wanted. So I think just more composure for Syracuse will help them this half.
And right out of the gate, Duke is on the board. That's the 11th turnover for the Orange. They had 10 in the first half. Celeste. I tell you what, Day-Wilson.
That she wants to make and dictating what she wants to do.
Emily has been off the mark. She's 1 for 3, 0 for 2 from distance. And that one bounces around. Day-Wilson didn't like her look at the top of the key. Taylor puts on a move, sends it over at the top of the key, and why not? And they just continue to just shine. As Fair finally hits a field goal, because that's the first field goal for Syracuse.
So, you know, they have to find their best player.
She's one of the 3 captains, and on cue, Jasmine says, I'm going to get to the spot. You're not going to score without the ball. That's the graphic. On the inside, a nice look, and that ends the drought as Kennedy Brown is able to go over the right shoulder and picks up her 6th point of the ballgame. Kennedy Brown spent 2 seasons at Oregon State, one of 2 Oregon State actual transfers. As Fair doesn't get that to connect, but you need opportunities like that. Kyra Wood. Richardson just face guarding Fair. It's a nice look on the inside by Sanaya Wilson. 4-point ball game. Duke has struggled offensively. But how about that one going down for Richardson? That's her 4th point of the ball game. They need a bunch of them in the 4th. Getting to the basket, doesn't get it to go down. Day-Wilson just lost it, and they've got numbers. And they convert. Shayeann Day gets it. So the team has a 2-point lead, less than 8 to go in the ball game. Oliver pulls up, gets it to go. Her from playing as well, ranks 15th nationally in assist to turnover, though. Just one of those players that she makes some magic happen with the ball.
She had all 9 of her points in the first half.
Yes. Lee picks up the foul, and how about that look? Richardson with a nice kiss off the glass picks up her 6th point. Day-Wilson finds Balagoon at the baseline. Richardson, beautiful touch pass on side and gets the N1 to Balagoon. Trying to break the full court press from Duke. It's just been the other turnovers, the careless turnovers underneath that have been the problem. Is a nice look on the inside. That one going to Alaina Rice.
You almost wanted to see that shot go in.
Rice gets another crack at it and drains it. She had in the previous game against the Tar Heels. She only had the 2 free throws. And there's a turnover at the top of the key. Celeste Taylor gets it to go.
A little deflating sequence of events for Syracuse.
And if that wasn't, that might be, because Celeste Taylor at back-to-back buckets, that's going to lead to a timeout. And that one goes about through 2 orange hands. Celeste Taylor leaks out and gets the bucket.
And then as the game settled, it's kind of what Coach Jack was talking about, needing them to play a full 40-minute game.
And that will do it, as Duke will avoid being upset.